Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name's James and today we're doing another product showcase video. This time we're looking at 3 products, which is 2 steam engine bodies for some ready to run chassis and also a, electric shunter as we got here. So I'll show you these 2. These ones should be a bit more quite recognisable. This is the GWR King class. This is meant to be fitting to a Paris GWR Castle class chassis, so that should be quite easy to fit. Basically, you just swap the front body off, and it should fit on without any issues. I do need to make one change to just make this a little bit thinner here, but other than that, that should be as is. I'm sure if the Castle class tender is the right shape for the King class as well, but if not, I'll just quickly design that as well. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much that. Very nice there. This is the rebuilt Merchant Navy class. This one didn't quite print really well, but the production ones should print as is. Well, properly it is. But yeah, this one looks quite nice. This is, well, originally it was intended to fit the new Paris Merchant Navy class chassis. However, after having a look at my one, that might be a bit more of a problem because, well, inside of the Merchant Navy there's just a massive block of metal. So, yeah, that's going to need a lot of work to remove if you want to fit this onto the new chassis. That is, it should fit onto one of the old ones just fine, but yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't know what the inside of the new Merchant Navy looked like to decide, well, how it was meant to progress. But somebody requested this one to me, so I had a go at making it. There's them 2. Again, if the, well, actually it should be the right tender for the rebuilt and non-rebuilt version of the Merchant Navy. But if anybody wants me to make the tender, I'll make the tender as well. So, yeah. Now, this one is somewhat built as is. This is the LSWR electric shunter, the DS74, also known as the Tin Lizzie, and also known as the Dunsford Road electric shunter. Used to be a power station. It was only a single locomotive, which is probably why it's not all that familiar. But it is a electric Bo-Bo shunter. Unfortunately, since it's so tiny, I can't actually make it with a Bo-Bo wheel arrangement. So it's a mock Bo-Bo. It actually will look a bit more like this when you get it. This is actually a customer's, but he didn't want. Well, he does still want it, but not quite as early as how quickly I printed it. So it'll come up like this. It has got some fake wheels on the bogies just to cover up the wheels on the inside. It has got, well, it will come with 2 support wheels, support axles. If you want to put a set of wheels in there, you can use any sort of wheels in there, since it should have enough clearance to use normal coach wheels, which are a bit more readily available. And however, you may need to put a little bit of plasticard on the end of the axle just to make sure that the wheel stays in where it's meant to live. Should have enough clearance either side to make it go around as well. The chassis for it is, let me have a quick look at it. It is, I can't pronounce the name, wherever it is. But if you look up on eBay for TU16A, hopefully I'll get a picture of what it looks like, because the box is quite, isn't all that useful, but let me have a quick look inside. So I'll have a quick see on eBay for it. Because it's a Japanese chassis, but it's quite a awkward one to pronounce. 16A. Kushigawa Yoku. I think that's how you pronounce it. I may be off. My Japanese isn't particularly all that good, but yeah, that's the type of chassis which you need. If you just type in TU16A, you'll get the right chassis. And yeah, it's a very dinky little thing. Best to find a UK seller because they will have the right resistor to install into it. So apparently you can replace the motor with a 12-volt motor from Trambach V. That one. There we go. So my hay fever is making pronouncing it quite awkward, but yeah, it's a dinky little electric shunter, and yeah, quite happy with it. This is my one. That one's the customer's, so I'll pop you over there. Anyway, I'm going to get these onto the turntable. I'll tell you a bit more about each of the prototypes, and I'll see you in a bit. The S74, previously known by the Southern Railway as 74S, was the first electric locomotive to be built by a British mainline railway company. Designed by Dougall Drummond, it was built at Nine Elms Works in 1899 to retrieve railway loading gates, as it was intended to work on the newly built Waterloo and City Railway. Hence, it was designed with a height from railhead to top of the cab of no more than 9 foot 8 inches. As built, it had symmetrical curved bonnet covers and could be driven from either end. However, at some point in its early life, the loco was rebuilt with its resistor box resited onto the redesigned sloping bonnet and a single driving position installed at the end. Additionally, it was given operated electric motors and some other cosmetic changes to the front cab windows. As it happened, it spent its early years hauling coal to the LSWR power station at Waterloo, and by 1913 to 1915, it had been transferred to the Dunsford Road power station at Wimbledon, where it spent the rest of its life hauling coal trucks. When that power station closed in 1965, it was withdrawn and subsequently scrapped. Although identified as DS-74, at no stage in its BR days did the loco actually carry any external crests, numbers, or ownership markings. It is known from contemporary writings that its bodywork was painted green, but it is not now known which of the various Southern or BR shades of green that may have been. However, all photographs suggest that it has always been heavily weathered by coal dust. The Great Western Railway 6000 class, or King class, is a class of 460 steam locomotives designed for express passenger work and introduced in 1927. They were the largest locomotives built by the GWR apart from the one unique Pacific, the Great Bear. They handled the principal GWR expresses on the main line from London to the west of England and on the Chiltern line to Birmingham and Wolverhampton until 1962, when the class was withdrawn. 20 locomotives were ordered from Swindon Works in 1927. The first locomotive, number 6000, King George V, appeared in June 1927. It was followed by 5 others a month later. The remaining 14 appeared at almost weekly intervals between February and July 1928. The second batch of 10 locomotives appeared between May and August 1930. The class proved to be successful and able to cope with the heaviest express trains at a higher speed timetable average than the Castle class. But due to their size and weight, the King class was however restricted to the London, Taunton, Plymouth and the London, Birmingham, Wolverhampton main lines. The class was therefore used on the GWR's crack expresses such as the Cornish Riviera Limited until the end of regular steam-hauled express services on the western region of British Railways. Out of the 31 members of the class, only 3 of the class have survived into preservation. The namesake number 6000 King George V is on static display at the Museum of the Great Western Railway, also known as the Swindon Steam Railway Museum. Number 6023 King Edward II is currently undergoing an overhaul at the Didcot Railway Centre, and number 6024 King Edward I, which is also currently undergoing overhaul at the West Somerset Railway. The Merchant Navy class is a class of air-smooth 462 steam locomotives designed for the Southern Railway by Oliver Bulleid. The first members of the class were constructed during the Second World War, and the last of the 30 locomotives in 1949. Incorporating a number of new developments in British steam locomotive technology, the design of the Merchant Navy class was among the first to use welding in the construction process. This enabled easier fabrication of components during the austerity of the war and post-war economies. In addition, the locomotives featured thermic siphons in their boilers and the controversial Bulleid chain-driven valve gear. The class members were named after Merchant Navy shipping lines involved in the Battle of the Atlantic, and latterly those which used Southampton docks. A publicity masterstroke by the Southern Railway which operated Southampton docks during the period. Due to problems with some of the more novel features of Bulleid's design, all members of the class were modified by British Railways during the late 1950s, losing their air-smooth casings in the process. They were used on express trains on the South Western Main Line to Southampton and to Exeter. In August 1945, a series of test runs were made between London Victoria and Dover, and from October the class were used on the resumed Continental Expresses. The Merchant Navy class operated until the end of Southern Steam in July 1947. A third of the class has survived and can be seen on heritage railways throughout Great Britain. Right, here we have all three models now on out, and they all do look quite nice there. However, I'm only going to be able to run DS74 because it's only more of the chassis at the moment. Because yeah, I don't have a chassis for you, and the chassis for you will take too much work to get working. So yes. So yeah, we're only going to be running around a little electric shunter, but yeah, let's give it a nice run round. I did clean the track, well, the outside line, just so that we can have it run round. Let me just make sure that's on the right bit. And off it goes. Only by battery, because it takes too long to swap the controllers over. Yeah, nice little runner. Bit fast, but there we go. Dead stop. Yeah, it's a little bit too fast. Normally it would probably run at most half that speed, probably even less. But yeah, nice little runner. We do have to mention that for this chassis, you will need to make sure that the track is exceptionally clean, because otherwise it will just have a hissy, well, has a complaint. But there is just enough space to put the decoder in there if you need to. Maybe a little bit more weight if you can. But yeah, very nice of that. You will need to add some handrails and all that other lot, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. These two, you wouldn't need to do too much work with them. Basically, you know, as I said, replace the original bodies with the printed bodies. That one needs a lot more work, obviously, but with the body itself, you just need to paint it, add a few more details if you want to, then it's done. So this one should fit without any issues. Like I said, do need to fix that bit down there. If I forget, just file that down if you need to, that bit down there. This one, like I said, needs the most work because the chassis for the Merchant Navy is just a big solid block of metal. So yes, that's going to be a bit more of a problem, but it's there if anybody wants to have a go at it. And DS74, well, that's no, so the chassis for this is probably about £40, maybe 50 at most. And if you get it from a UK seller, I think they do offer the correct resistor inside them as well. But you could also just order them from Japan, and they should be able to, you know, it shouldn't be too difficult to work out which resistor I need. And I've just been texted something, never mind. But yeah, nice little runner. These two won't be the usual full price of the big engine, so it won't be £23, it will be a lot less. It's 15 or 18. I don't quite remember how much I've got it on the website, but they are on the website already, so do have a look there. And this is also on the website. I think it's the same price as my P class, so it's probably about £9 or £10. So happy days. But yeah, that's all 3 of them there. So do let me know what you think of them. So I'm quite happy with how the detail came out on these two. And very happy with how this one's turned out as well, because that's a nice little electric shunter. Do want to try and get it running for my layout. Might be a bit of an awkward one, but I'll have a go at it. But it's a nice little shunter to add to my layout and my collection. So yes. The only problem is my shunting area does not have any electric third rail lines. So yes. Maybe not. Oh well, maybe just passing through with some coal. Though it probably wouldn't really do that much anyway. Oh well. Anyway, that's it. That's going to be it for this video. So if you liked the video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. But that's going to be it for me. So I'll send this off on its way, as it will probably zip off around the corner. And yeah, I'm going to have a rest, and I'll see you all again next time. So take care. Bye now. Bye-bye. Off it goes. Whee! Take care now.